Hello everyone, Canberra here, and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. This is Azorious Party. So I did one party deck on this channel, it was an All of one. I thought I'd do a more kind of other side with using white, but also making use of some of the cards we got out of Kaldheim, or at least one of them. And then using a couple of other cards that have popped up since Zendikar. And just generally making a very creature heavy deck which can overwhelm your opponent quite quickly. So we got 3 copies of Usher of the Fallen, 3 copies of Overwhelmed Apprentice, 3 copies of Zulaport Duelist, 3 copies of LINVALA'S Aspirant, 3 copies of Seasoned Hallowblade. It's more like 3 copies of each card. Banishing Light, Righteous Valkyrie, Barian Tolarian Archmage, Brazen Borrower, Cancel, so we've got an extra counter as well. We're Banishing Light, take away opponent's creatures. We have LINVALA'S Shield of Seagate, so I can force my opponent's creatures to be unable to block or activate its abilities. Or we sacrifice LINVALA to make sure my creature gains indestructible or hexproof. And then we got Squad Commander. And the idea is if we have a full party, we can get a bunch of core warriors, and then everybody gets +1/+0, and I can strike the finishing blow. Also, all the creatures I have extra effects as well. Eventually, we'll be able to get a lot of strong creatures on the board, and we've got Righteous Valkyrie to make sure that they can get buffed if necessary. So we're going to see how this does. We'll go into the play queue first. If it does really well, we'll go into the ranked queue. So, without further ado, let's just get on with the games. Okay, first game, I can actually keep that as a first hand just for shits and giggles. Because I can just throw down a Plains, Island, Luminarch into Baron, into whatever. So, we'll just kind of just make it up as we go along. We make the Bear Wave. I try to do that once per game, once per video now. I just like doing it. It's nice. Probably, so far, this is probably like my favorite avatar pet of any of the things I've, you know what I mean. Oh, that was also helpful. Yeah, this is probably the favorite kind of like pet that we've had of any of the releases I've been around for. Like, I came into this game right as Theros was released, so kind of majorly, yeah, kind of actually have enjoyed it. There we go. If we get a Squad Commander, that'd be great. Interesting. We'll force the replay there. And oh, I feel mean now. I basically completely reset their turn and kind of forced them to play out again, and I think they just didn't want to deal with it because they have to play out an entirely new hand. I've got Banishing Light and Baron anyway, so I think I basically won that for right because they're just not going to be able to play anything. Anyway, we'll move on. This would be fine if one more of the mana was blue, but it's not, so we are going to have to mulligan that. That's better. I can just put back LINVALA. Yeah. Just put back the second Luminarch. Because I can play LINVALA here, so. There, play one Luminarch, play LINVALA, and then just Brazen Borrower stuff and play a Brazen Borrower. Now, the real question, does Luminarch Aspirant survive? Whenever I see anything with black or red, I instantly get nervous for the safety of my creatures. Or even with, yeah. Okay. Bam. So, we'll play down Plains next, and we'll play out Baron. Baron. I keep calling him Barian. Alright, we don't have to do that. Let me do something else instead. I'll see what we draw. That's interesting. I can't remember what color combination this is. Somebody got to put it in the comments. All I know is there is an ultimatum for it, and I'm not looking forward to that. Which I think they're probably building up to. Yeah, the Thopter for the mobile thing. Nope. Oh, you poor bastard. That's twice we've done that now. We've dealt with our opponent's main strategy and they've just instantly just noped out of it. So, yeah. Seems mean, but that's the way it be. Anyway, we'll move on to the next game. Yeah, this hand is pretty terrible. It's, unless I want to try and sit here and wait for Righteous Valkyrie, I'm not going to be able to do anything. That's better. And we'll save a squad commander for later. Huh, Axe Guard on. Oh, so this will be interesting. This might be an equipment deck. Might force the block here. Yeah, that forces the block. So, there we go. Okay. Boom! Gotcha. Interesting he makes the block there. Unless he's got another one. See, the problem is I know he's going to flash in Sigrid the minute I try and attack him. But I can at least block the shit that he throws at me. It's a little bit awkward when you know they've got the counter. If I had a counter up, I'd be fine. Oh, yeah. I can take a little bit of damage here. Probably didn't use his boast ability there. I could use that earlier, but whatever. If we're going to cancel something off the top, that would be useful. That's fine. Risky this, but the problem is I need to draw a cancel to counter that Sigrid. Because otherwise every time he's just going to keep fucking... Now that's fine. Dandy. So you flash in Sigrid here. I'm assuming he's got, like, an equipment card or something like Embercleave. Yep. Yeah, that's irritating. Yeah, the problem was I kept having to hold up my... I really need a cancel to be able to stop him from playing Sigrid over and over again. I could bounce Sigrid, but I couldn't really deal with it as it was. I needed to hold up. I had to use the cancel to stop him from getting a power relic axe. So I couldn't pull another cancel. That was the problem. I need to pull another cancel so that I could counter Sigrid, and I just couldn't pull it. So we'll just move on to the next game. I can live with this hand, but it does need a third land. I'll have to see how my opponent plays it out. I can play Usher of the Fallen first, and then just try and either work towards Linvala or Brazen Borrower. How am I taking one here? Oh, this might be a Goblins deck. For, like, standard. So I can block Weezer back here. We'll get rid of the other. We'll discard the other Linvala if we have to. So take that. Do the damage there. Fucking seriously. Just to get the massive damage in with, like, Weaselback and shit like that. Thank you for that. So we'll cancel that. If he's got another one, I'm going to be dead pissed. Ooh, that's going to be a big ooh-owie. Right. We've got to block here. Otherwise you lose. Submit. Destructible. I think I've won anyway. Just to make it point. There we go. Fair point. It was just a 1-1 victory deck, but we'll just move on. Okay, that hand ain't great, so we're gonna have to mulligan that. Yeah, that's fine. You make sure one of these comes down as a misgate. I have actually, in between the takes, I've looked at the deck. Obviously, I didn't realize that I kind of forgot that Righteous Valkyrie only works for Angels and Clerics, but doesn't work for, like, any kind of card. But we can still use it for... Put back Squad Commander. We can still use it for just playing multiple Righteous Valkyries and getting the power boost if we can get away with it. Right. Comes down. We'll boast here. Come on. There we go. Boast again. So does that mean they get... No, that doesn't mean they give me life. Damn it. Yep, so we got... Oh, we got rid of one of their Shatter the Skies. Frontland Felidar, that's a very interesting one. Turn to hand. There we go. Now, will they replay the Llanowar? Owie. Pass. Actually, we passed the turn. Sorry, that was on me. I kind of went really, really indecisive there. Son of a bitch. Banishing Light is my Banishing Light. Right, so when... Because I'm assuming that he's just going to drop the fucking Questing Beast again. And we'll just drop Flash Invincible Duelist. Okay. Slowly getting there, to be honest. Could really use another Brazen Bar off the top to be completely clear. If he pulls out another Banishing Light, I'm going to be really annoyed. Because obviously I've held off playing just flashing in the Brazen Borrower for this, so... Controversially, you can decide on no blocks here. Probably trying to do math on this one. I could have put myself in for a risk. I think the simple problem was that he kept pulling out Banishing Lights, and I kept basically not drawing the one extra blue mana I need to hold up for play cancel, because that would have massively helped. Ooh. Wow. That was close. 1 HP. The victory there. Oh my. I think it would have just been helpful. I think maybe I should have held up rather than just straight up play Baron. I should have just held up the counter and just countered the Questing Beast when it came in, because I was so worried about him trying to play it. I didn't realize he also had like Banishing Light and stuff. But I think all the early hold-ups were also quite helpful. In the end, I think it came down to the fact that he couldn't get the power and I could. I think he was counting on Jwari, Monvuli, Recruits getting a boost off Return of the Wild Speaker. But it's only non-human creatures, so it was only going to be the Vengeance and the Cat. So I was able to take it in the end. I think I'm going to leave that as the last game, and we'll just go straight to the outro. So I thought this deck was okay. I probably wouldn't put it into ranked simply because, sort of off-camera, there was a couple of games where I just got completely out-pressured really early on. I think possibly Righteous Valkyrie wasn't the right choice, because I didn't realize the life gain only affects Angel or Cleric. I kind of forgot that. So I would have put in something like, say... So we go to Clerics for a moment. So I spell it right. I put in, well, yeah, probably put in something like Speaker of the Heavens, or Expedition Healer. Or even something like, Impassioned Orator. Just something that would be a little bit of a better idea, basically. And then something like, maybe instead of Cancel, something like Jwari Disruption, just a counterspell that, like, is a bit cheaper. I maybe take out Overwhelmed Apprentice and put in something, a different card as well. Something like Speaker of the Heavens, or say put in, if we're going for blue, we could put in, something like, Brian Bauer Intruder as well. So you'd have another -2 alongside Zulaport. I mean, you could have even put in, you could put all this as Snow Mana and put in Ascendant Spirit, which would be kind of just as good. But it's entirely how you want to build the deck. I went with this version because I thought it would be a nice little mixture of different effects, leading into playing Squad Commander and Linvala. But I think it did okay. The only thing is that I didn't get to really put some of the experience the deck's full potential at the start, because I think a lot of the bounce spells just push people into conceding. It's one of the downsides of play queue is that when there's not a lot at stake, people kind of concede a lot easier. Because there's not a, they don't really have anything on the line. So it's, we countered the first thing though, so I'm going to take longer to pull off my combo. I can just concede. Try again later. It's very much, and people just don't like playing against bounce spells. But anyway, if you've enjoyed this, feel free to leave a like. If you want to see more, you can always subscribe. I've been Canberra Run, and thank you for watching.